It's Christmas Eve, so this is a bit of cedar wood that I've had for many years. You can see it was £2.38. So Lawson is going to turn a bowl out of this for his auntie. So what I've done is I've marked the centres for it and I've put a ring on it to secure it to my chuck. And then we'll start. So there he is. Look, he's all dressed for the part, and we have got a bit of wood mounted. So he's going to true it up first,
Even so.
and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
Right. So here we go. So from the outset, what we're trying to do here is Lawson's turning a bowl for his auntie for a Christmas present. So I'm trying to get him going and then show him different techniques. So you'll see us swapping over a lot as I try to get him to feel more comfortable with the tool. Now, this lathe is obviously, like most lathes, is built for right-handed people, which is great, except for the fact that we're both left-handed. So here we're using the roughing out gouge just to get the shape of it. We've tried to speed it up to keep the video down. So what did you think? You found the roughing out gouge fairly hard?
I found a little bit very hard, really.
What was the hardest thing? Getting it to cut?
Yeah.
So if the best thing for getting it was experimenting with the bevel and trying to see where the bevel was biting, and then I tried to show you, didn't I, the difference between actually cutting with the bevel and instead of using it as a scraper. And did you find that easier?
Yeah, somewhat.
But the shape of it was pretty much your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was quite happy with how it came out.
Yeah. And here we're trying to get the outside smooth and balanced. Still got a little bit of a flat spot on the top there. We're just discussing how we want it to look.
Just didn't want to make the top too thin.
No, but we wanted a nice curved shape as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
A little bit of a debate going on about how it should finish. Pretty much got a shape on the outside now, so it's a case of just finishing it off on that final cut. So here we're trying to use a scraper, a big scraper, to see if we can get just a final finish. But then what I'm showing him here is that you get you don't get as nice a finish with a scraper as you do with a bowl gouge. So now we're going to do the bottom. So it's got a foot on.
So it puts nasty cuts in it sometimes.
Yeah.
Not smooth.
And getting the middle bit was quite difficult, wasn't it? Because you had to lift the scraper into it. Yeah, you did. Sanding, that's one of your favourite bits, isn't it?
It's the one bit I can do well.
No, it's not. But there's no risk in sanding, is there, really? And you like putting the polish on as well, don't you?
Yeah. I like seeing the finish of it.
Okay, so here we're putting sanding sealer on, and you can really start to see some of the grain coming out. Wilson's having a go. Just got to get into that little crease there between the foot and the bottom of the bowl. really see it's got quite a nice finish.
Shiny.
Yeah. And now we're putting on Yorkshire grit paste, which is like a sanding compound. I've only used it once before. This is only the second time I've used it. So it's supposed to give you a finish up to, I think it's 600 grit, 600 or 800 grit. And then Lawson was wiping it off there, and it's almost like a friction polish it, and you keep it going until no more comes off on the cloth, and then you know it's finished. Now we're getting some Hampshire sheen to put on, which will be our final finish. Buffed up. What's your favourite phrase? Very satisfying. You can already see it's got a really nice shine on it.
It's like canvas.
Yeah. So now we're starting on the front. Why was it hard? Because you were working over yourself. You were having to do it. Yeah, you were just not used to it. So you were doing it, holding it really backwards for you, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So
I'm more used to it. Yeah. I know it does feel different.
you sort of lose hand up. Don't use it a lot.
Yeah. I had an accident where a piece flew off and hit me in the face, and it sort of, and then I didn't really do much wood turning after that, and it sort of dents your confidence a bit. Yeah, it is. Thanks to Corona. But you're doing a good job. So. Oh, well, that was Linda's that you gave Linda, wasn't it? Just trying to show him how to use the bevel to ride the bevel in and be able to cut a nice smooth line on the bowl. And sometimes, because the cedar, because it was, I've had it for donkey's years, and it gets really dry, it doesn't make it easy to cut. Green wood is easier to cut than really dry wood. It can be really hard to cut. We're back using the scraper. Checking the width, you run your fingers over it and move them up and down, and then you can feel any variations in the width. The width of the wall, so it's nice and even, because otherwise it doesn't look so nice. And if it's not even, especially with green turning, then it will tend to split. If it's thin and even, it will all shrink back at the same rate. Whoops, there you go, camera fell on the floor. Checking to see the width again. We had a little lump on the outside. We're trying to turn on the inside, which we're trying to take out. So now once you're happy with the top section, then we can start hollowing out the middle or the bottom more. You don't always want to hollow it out right the way to the bottom, because then it can be a little bit unstable and it can make it harder to turn. That's my understanding. It does make it a bit weaker, yeah. Especially if there's any splits in it. But then you can always put CA glue on them if they're splits in, and stop them getting worse. Well, we're nearly finished now. Just the last little bits, just a couple of marks to come out. So mark it with a pencil so we know where to take off. There we go. So now I think we're down to sanding it off. And if I recall, it was quite late by then, wasn't it? I think you were cold. Didn't get. Yeah. So you wasn't long after that. I think you went in.
Well, my hands are red, so.
Yeah.
In the mode of the jungle now.
Yeah. Just using this sanding wheel. It's not a motorised one, it just goes round from the motion of the bowl itself. Great little tool. Can't remember what it's called or where I got it from.
You're older than I am.
No, not quite.
There's a few
Oh,
things.
it might be actually.
That lathe's older than I am.
Oh yeah, that lathe is old. I've had that lathe.
30.
Yeah, probably. Certainly 20 years. It's a Woodwise 1640, which I bought off of a friend of mine for £250, I think.
That's not bad.
No, it was good going then. He bought another one which he then didn't like. So now we've sanded that down. We've gone through all the different grades down to 400 grit. So we'll put some sanding sealer on it.
I do think it's worth you upgrading your lathe at some point.
Yeah, it probably is.
If
Yeah,
you're going to use it for so much, then
I agree. So now we're going to put the Yorkshire grit on to get that final nice smooth finish.
I think I've gone in by now.
Yeah, I think you had as well. 'Cause you're not on this at all now.
I think I had dinner.
Right. There we go. Bit of Hampshire sheen.
Yeah, I've gone in for sure.
See the shine starting to come up on it. And that's the finished product. A nice handmade present for your auntie. Were you pleased with it in the end?
Yeah. Christmas tree.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and let us know if you have any comments. You think there's some other things that we should try, or if there's some other products that we should be using. See you next time.